हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू एजुकेशन एटर्निटी। तो आज के चैप्टर है फाइबर टू फैब्रिक, बेसिकली एनिमल फाइबर्स। सो नया टॉपिक है, नया चैप्टर है, पढ़ने के लिए तैयार हो जाइए। करना बस एक काम है, चैनल पे पहली बार आए हो तो भाई सब्सक्राइब कर लो, नोटिफिकेशन बेल को दबा दो और हमारे वीडियोस को आप मिस ना करें इसलिए। और वीडियो को लाइक करना मत भूलना, हमारे चैनल को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर करो अपने दोस्तों के साथ। और बिना देरी के अब शुरू करते हैं। सो क्लोथ्स आर एन इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफ। वी वियर क्लोथ्स टू कवर एंड प्रोटेक्ट आवरसेल्व्स फ्रॉम एक्सट्रीम वेदर and from protecting us from harmful insects and animals. Clothes worn by people also give information about their social, geographical and economic conditions. Basically मतलब कुछ ट्रेडिशनल क्लोथ्स भी होते हैं, बेसिकली हम लोग देखते हैं। तो नाउ नेचुरल फाइबर्स। सो natural fibers and synthetic fibers, we have two types of fibers. And cotton, jute, silk, wool, they are some common examples of natural fibers and they are used to make fabrics. While cotton is mainly used for making clothes which are used during our summer wear, wool is used to make winter clothes. And silk is a very popular fabric and it is used to make variety of beautiful and expensive clothes. So now let's just talk about, first of all, silk. So silk is one of the very expensive fabrics of all over the world. It is known for its smooth texture and its shiny look. It is also one of the strongest fiber known. The strength of a silk thread is comparable to the steel thread of the same size. Silk is produced by silkworm and the cultivation of silkworm for the production of silk is known as sericulture. So note that the definition of sericulture is really important for you. And let me repeat it for you. What is sericulture? So sericulture, silk is produced by silkworm and the cultivation of silkworms to produce silk is known as sericulture. Now let's talk about some history. The story of silk dates back about 5,000 years ago in China. According to a Chinese legend, the queen of Emperor Hong Tai was having tea in the garden when one yellow colored cocoon fell into her tea and strands of thread separated from it. She discovered the thread to be strong and started weaving it into fabric. Hence started the silk industry of China. For a very long time the Chinese kept the silk production secret and made huge profit by trading it to other civilizations of Asia, Middle East and Europe. In fact, the route taken by the traders for the exchange of goods is called the Silk Route. It linked China with other places like India, Europe and Middle East. Eventually, silkworm was smuggled out from China and silk production began in India, Europe and the Middle East. Even today, China remains the largest producer of silk in the world. So now you know why China is the largest producer of silk in the world. Now making of a silk. Silk is an animal fiber and it is made from silkworm in the form of cocoon they spin around themselves. A single thread from a cocoon can be up to 1600 meters long. The structure of silk is protein. It is poor conductor of heat and keeps the body warm in winter and cool summer. Though they are silkworms, the silk producing insects are actually the larvae of silk moth, Bombyx mori, which are domesticated for large scale production of silk. Now let's just talk about these. Raising silkworm. A silk moth lays about 200 to 300 eggs and dies. The eggs are kept in temperature in a range of about 25 to 31 degrees Celsius in highly humid condition for a gestation period of about 3 weeks. After that, the worms hatch out. They kept in the bamboo trays and immediately start feeding on the fresh mulberry leaves. The worms are protected from harmful flying insects by wrapping the trays with cotton cloth. The worms are continuously fed, cleaned and moved for 2 to 3 weeks. After the worms stop feeding and are ready for making silk, each silkworm now secretes liquid silk from an opening under its mouth. Within 2 to 3 days they form a full cocoon around themselves and now it is known as the pupa. Now extracting the thread. The cocoons are then put into the pots of boiling water to kill the insect inside and to make outer coating soft and then loose. The thread is pulled out from the cocoon by a special technique. A single thread is pulled and reeled. This process is called reeling of silk. Now dyeing and spinning. The silk is dyed in different colors and spun into the yarn. Different qualities of silk are separated on the basis of its length and texture of the yarn. Weaving. The yarn is woven into beautiful fabrics. Most of the silk making work is done by the women in the villages. Now, types of silk. There are different types of silks made by types of silk moths. In India, the main varieties of silk are Mulberry, Tasar, Eri, Muga, and they are produced in different parts of the country. Now, let's talk about wool. In winter, we need to wear clothes which will keep us warm. We wear different types of sweater, shawl, muffler, etc. Most of these are made of wool. In many homes, women knit sweaters from colorful yarns in different designs. So, woolen fibers are thick and trap a lot of air between them. Since air is very good insulator of heat, they keep us warm. So, that's the reason why wool keep us warm. Now, what is the source of wool? So, it feels so distasteful. However, wool is nothing but hair of different animals. Animals like sheep, yak, some of goats, etc. bear fine hair on the bodies to keep them warm. These fibers are the source of wool for us. The hair on the face and head of coarse and rough, but their hair on the body are fine and softer. The hair provide fibers for wool. Though most of the wool is obtained from sheep, other animals such as yak, llama, alpaca and few breeds of goat also yield wool. There are different varieties of wool based on the source and the qualities of fiber. Sometimes special breed of sheep are chosen to produce offspring which have very fine hair. This is called a selective breeding. Now, making of wool. So, let us learn how the hair on the bodies of the animals are transformed into our beautiful clothes. Rearing and breeding. The first step is rearing and breeding. Sheep are reared by the shepherds all over the world. If you travel in mountains, you will come across huge herds of sheep grazing in the mountains and open areas. Sheep mostly feeds on grass and leaves. They also given grains, corns and oil cakes. When the sheep have thick layers of hair on their body, they are ready for shaving. What is shearing? The hair coat on a sheep body is removed by the process of shearing. Shearing is done with the help of mechanical razors and it is just like a haircut for the sheep. It is done in summer as the temperature is high and the sheep can live without the fur. The hair removed from the sheep's body is called the fleece. Now we are next to scouring. The fleece contains a lot of grease, skin and other waste material. It is thoroughly washed to remove all this matter and this is called the scouring. Scouring is done with a soap or detergent or diluted acid solution to dissolve all the vegetable matters and grease. Now sorting. After washing and drying, wool fibers are separated from different categories based on its texture. Removing of burr. In this process, small fluffy fibers are removed and the wool is washed again. Dyeing. The wool is then dyed into different colors. Making yarn. After dyeing, the wool is combed either manually or by machine. Lastly, the fiber undergoes spinning to form the woolen yarn. Now occupational hazards. Occupational hazards are the health problems or accidents that can happen to people working in particular industries. Textile industry deals with the production of fibers and clothes. People working in wool, silk and other industries are exposed to many kinds of risks. Some are exposure to chemical agents. Many chemicals are used in dyeing, printing, finishing, bleaching, washing, dry cleaning, weaving and spinning. They may lead to respiratory or skin disorders and some may cause allergies and even cancer. Second is exposure to dust and fibers. The exposure of workers to dust from the materials such as silk, cotton, wool, flax, jute can occur during weaving, spinning, cotton ginning, packing. Exposure to fibers and yarns can cause allergies, nasal as well as a bladder cancer. Sometimes during the sorting of wool, sorters get infected by bacterium anthrax. It's a sorter disease in which they have a fatal blood infections. So that's it, students. Your chapter is over. Hope you have understood the chapter. If you have any doubt, you can comment, and thank you so much for watching.